We're going to do another at-home workout session for our quarantine fun. If you have got any kit around, a glute band and a short, sort of long, lightweight band, just for one of the drills we're going to do, that'd be great. So we're going to break this down. Should be about 15 minutes of work. If that's how long you've got, then train with that. You can make it longer and shorter if you want to put more or less volume in, and if you just want to learn, that's great as well. We've got a little bit of mobility, so we're going to start on the ground. This is all pretty much a ground-based session, like a living room session today. A little bit of mobility. We're going to do a little bit of activation in the glutes and the rotator cuff and the shoulders with the bands. We're going to do a little bit more challenging work on the quads and on the triceps. We're going to do some eccentric reverse Nordics. We're going to do some dolphin presses for a bit of variety for your quads. It's not all press-ups and squats. We're going to be doing some seated rows if you've got a band. Again, a heavier band would be great. We're going to go into some bridges. We're going to do a little bit of simple plank work with some stability work in some variable planks. And then we're going to have a nice lay down and a cool down. Cool? So start with the mobility team. So I do this one quite a lot if you've done any of mine before. Really simple drills. Turn my music down a bit. So we're going to start on the basic sort of all fours position there. We're going to press up through the spine. And you're going to just do your gentle tilting drills. So all you need for this is a rug, bit of carpet, yoga mat, maybe a bit of grass if you're outside and you've got a nice garden. I'm just going to start by moving the spine if you haven't done too much today. Hopefully going for a walk will loosen you up nicely as well. You're going to open up the chest and shoulders, get the triceps warm. I'm going to rock and roll a little bit left and right. Some of them are a little bit small. I'm trying to get the camera in the right place all the time. It's quite hard work. Now you're going to roll through the gap, so you haven't got to move, I'm just going to change position and show what I'm doing. You're going to roll through that gap. You're going to do that a few times. So just nice bit of gentle mobility in the shoulders, the lower back. I'm going to sit back on the heels a few times, stretch out knees and quads. I'm going to hinge forward and back gently. Again, if it's okay on the knees, that's good. If you need a bit of padding or you don't want to go into quite a full compression, that's fine as well. Good, so from there, we're going to go into our first banded movement. So what I'm going to do with the bands, I'm going to hook the first one over my laces. So you can either do this over the ankles or the laces. So I'm not wearing any shoes because I'm inside and I'm pretty comfortable. So hopefully you can see my feet from there. Got it just over where my laces would be. I'm going to get into a bit of a sort of soft hinge position. I'm just going to start to walk out little movements, keeping my body nice and still. I'm going to get my band ready for my next movement as well. So I've got those little movements, keeping the feet square and flat, just drifting out to the side, keeping the band under tension the whole time. I'm going to keep stepping. Now I tend to do this organically, so I might do 40 seconds, maybe a minute, maybe do some sweeping drills and change the feet around. But for now, we're just going to keep it there. Good, so I'm going to take a lunge. You guys can do this from standing. I'm going to hold my band out in front of me. I'm going to pull it apart and let it reset there, pulling it down slightly as well, so I can pull up, I can pull back and down, straight back, I can keep my hands low. So I'm trying to have a bit of variable warm up through the shoulders there. So I want to pull it all the way out, make sure you don't clock your hands, bringing them out there. And again, maybe 15 of these will be good. And have a little rest, and we'll go straight back onto your bands, guys. So, good thing with this is you don't really need a rest break between exercises because the exercises you're doing are so small, constant low tension on certain areas of the body. While one area is resting, the other one can be working. Nice bit of concurrent activity. So I tend to think of these two exercises as dealing with the rotational stuff. So my hips and glutes, all stabilising the core, so my legs can root into my core from there. And then the rotator cuff with the band when you're opening out, and we'll do some more rotator cuff work. That's good to connect the upper body to the core as well, to the central body. Maybe a few more. Again, we're just working organically here. You can maybe work in reps, or you can work in time. So typically when you're doing a stability exercise, it's good to either listen to how it feels, if you're just warming up. If you're doing it more for rehab or development work, then you might want to work for time and track how long you can do something for. So for warm-ups, I'm organic. But then for development and rehabilitation, maybe a bit more structured. This is good. I'm going to do one more round, guys. One more round. Let's see how long this round actually takes us. So 5:09 on my little clock. Let's see how that works out. Let's see if we can stand the tension for the best part of a minute, guys. So you can either have your hands on your knees, hands on your waist, hands on your shoulders, hands on your temples. Doesn't matter too much, as long as you're making sure that you're working hard from the glute. Let's give you a different angle. My big gorilla bum. Stepping out, stepping in. There we go. Little movements. You can do this with a medium band, maybe a light band or a medium band. Heavy bands, better around the knees. Good. A little bit of movement. How long has that taken us? Oh, so that was about 40-ish seconds, maybe 45. Let's do another 15. That's when it starts to burn. So maybe I'm just being lazy. Lazy trainer. Bad trainer. Good. Band off. Grab your long band again. One more set. We'll do 15. So a nice strong 15. And again, these numbers being 15, very arbitrary, because the tension on the band might be light for you. Tension might be heavy. You might be good at a certain movement. So you might be good at something, and a light band, and I'm telling you to do 15, or you might be very weak in that area, and it's a heavy band, and I'm telling you to do 15, you suddenly feel like you're not strong enough, and everyone else is better than you. But actually, playing around with different equipment will show you what your body might need to function. Good. So, moving on. We're going to look at more of a challenging movement now. So we're going to look at our eccentric reverse Nordics and our dolphin poses. Now, instead of doing 15s, this one we're going to do like a strength exercise. So we're going to look at 6 to 8 reps on each movement. So we're going to start with 6s. So I'm going to sit on my knees. I like my toes up to support my body. It's a bit harder when you're there, laces down. I'm going to squeeze my hips forward, stabilise through my glutes. So I'm going to hold my lower back one side, hand on the pelvis with the other. I'm going to lean back, and I'm going to reset. So when I was doing a boys class a couple of weeks ago, some of the lads, we do some strength and conditioning classes still on a Monday night. This is like a leg extension. So if I want to really get my quad, my rep firm fired up, I'm putting that quad under tension like I'm doing a leg extension. Obviously I'm moving my body around, not moving the weights around, but the theory's sort of there. I'm going to do 2 more reps because I've been talking. 1 more. Good. Now I'm going to go into my dolphin press. So from here, this is a bit like a down dog position. I'm going to come up and down from the floor with the triceps. So I'm going to be in a plank. I'm going to shift back from that plank, bum in the air, and I'll press up onto my hands. I'm going to bring my elbows down and rock forward again. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. So I'm going to shift back, press onto my hands, rock back. I'm doing 6 reps of those. We've got 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Lovely, good. Roll my shoulders off, have a little rest. Maybe try and find a different angle. See how we can show you a different angle of movement. Roll them off. And we go back in again. So straight through the middle. I'm going to lean back all the way through the middle of the body. Abdominals are working, anterior core stabilizing, my adductors, my hips, my quads. I'm really pushing through my quads to reset back up again. I don't want to lose control. I want to hold the tension all the way through that movement without anything going into anywhere else. 1 more because I can't count. Lovely. Dolphin press straight in again. So starting the plank team, you're going to shift back, bum in the air, press up onto your hands, shift forward, reset to plank. So I'm going to shift up and back and reset. Just pop my hands under that extra layer of carpet I've got, just so I don't slip. Pushing up. Lovely. Roll it off. Let's go straight back into those reverse Nordics, getting the quads fired up. So we're there again. My knees are under my hips, hips are square. I'm going to lean back under control. I'm going to push to reset. 1. We're going to do 8 of these. If you want to do 6, that's fine. All I would do if you're struggling with this, just take a small movement and then control it. If you feel strong enough, I'm sure some of you are going to go all the way to the floor and come back up. So that's good if you've got the range of motion through the quad and the strength and the conditioning and that muscle group to tolerate that load. Might take a few times doing this to get up to that level. Into dolphins, one more time. Last set of dolphin presses. Hinge up, press up, reset. Lovely, good. So we're moving on to our next section. If you've got a drink, guys, have a drink now for me. Just take 30 seconds out. A little breather. So if you've got a strong band, or if you've got the same band you used earlier, even a light one should work. We're just going to hold a little bit of tension, a little bit longer under tension. Good, so you can get yourselves perched down for me again. You've got your band out again. You're going to wrap that around the base of the foot. A little bit of tension in the hands. So even if you've got a light band, this is okay. You can probably do this with a heavy band or a medium band if you've got one as well. So I like a little soft bend in my knees, like I'm on a low row. Hands by the side of the body, chest nice and tall, head up. I'm going to pull that in, I'm going to squeeze and hold. I'm going to reset slowly under control. Squeeze and hold, reset slowly. Now if you've got a light band and you feel like you can do more weight, but you don't have a heavy band, this is still good to do. Still good to do. You're still going to prevent some of the reversibility of strength. And also just by getting that activation through the bicep, the rear delt, the shoulder, especially with a lot of us at our computers or our phones or desks or sofas, we need to pull the shoulder blades back and down, pull the posterior delt in, get that aspect of the shoulder working. I'm going to do one more for luck. I'm going to have a good long hold on that one. I'm going to rest the band down. I'm going to go straight into my bridge. I'm going to lay on the floor. I'm going to go for 10 bridges. So again, we're looking to get the posterior chain, so the back half of the body, all the way from the shoulders, the wrists down into the ankles, all the way along the back of the body. We're trying to get some work done here. Where a minute ago we did anterior chain, we did the front of the body, or some of it. Good. I can't count, so if you haven't done 10, keep going for 10. We're going to go back around and do that again. So grab the band. Sometimes I change the size of the band by wrapping it around my hand once or twice. This one's quite rolly, so I'm expecting it to hit me in the face to comic effect at some point during this video. And if we're far enough through the video, I won't be able to reshoot it, so I'll have to share that, so that'll be good. So stay tuned for that wonderful moment of mine, which I'm sure will happen. Good squeeze on it, bring it in. Good squeeze, bit like on a rowing machine. See, I'm on that kind of first phase of the rower, but I'm just using the arms. Could do a full row, I guess. There you go. That's nice. If I had a heavier band, I think I might actually try that. I'm not using much leg, in fairness, but I guess I could make a fake rowing motion. There we go. There we are. Playing around on camera. Don't be scared to have a little play with certain sorts of movements. People get a little bit serious about movement. Like, yeah, if you've got a heavy object above your head, you should know what you're doing with it. If you're sitting around on your lounge floor with a little rubber band and you have a play around with it, figure things out, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Good, let's go into bridges, let's go for 10. We're going to lengthen the bridge a little bit now, get even more hamstrings fired up. Going to push and squeeze and hold for a second. Doesn't have to be too long, just so the muscle's under control, just so it's stabilised. We're going to do one more round, team. We've just got one more round of rows, one more round of bridges. And then we're going to do a little bit of plank work and a cool down. So one more round, straight in. We're just going to do 10 and 10. Bring it in, squeeze and hold. Reset nice and long. Squeeze and hold nice and long. Good work, guys. One more set on the bridges, one more set on the bridge. Push them up, 10 reps. 2, 3, 4, Two more. Beautiful, right. So, last little section we're going to look at. We're going to look at doing some plank work, some destabilising planks. So, just a static plank is an excellent tool for building midline stability and core stability, quad strength. But what's also good for building some variable fitness in and around the shoulders, the back, the hips, is moving around, doing some sort of subtle movement in your planks. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get into a press up position hold. Now if your wrists are okay for this, hands on the floor, you can go knuckles if you want to as well, but we're just going to have a slightly split stance with our feet. So our feet are a little bit apart and the hands are going to be, let me get a better angle. I hope you can see that all right, guys, on the film. So we're there, so my feet are slightly apart, my hands are slightly apart, and my fists are, I'm on my palm of my hands. Now from here, I'm just going to try and lift up my hand. All I'm doing there is just lifting it off the floor. I'm going to keep changing hands. I want you to focus on not letting the hips move. Now mine are moving a little bit there. That's what's going to happen, they're going to want to roll. So we're going to lift that hand up, now we're going to fight any hip movement. We're going to really try and not move the hips. Control those movements. Stabilise and hold. I'm going to have a little rest. I'm going to shake it off. Roll the shoulders off. Get the neck moving a little bit. Then we're going to do a similar movement with the feet. So now we're in a similar stance. This time we're just going to get in that press up hold. I'm going to lift up a foot and hold it. I'm going to reset it. Now notice my feet are a little bit apart. That's on purpose to give me 3 points of balance. So I'm not having to work too hard. If my feet were together and my hands are quite close, that's quite easy. But in fairness, I want to get that little hip movement there. Stabilise, reset. Lifting the feet. And rest. Now we're just going to do one set solid plank. Then we're going to rest. We're going to have a little stretch and we're going to call it a day. It's a nice easy day. Not every day has to be massive. You guys might be out for long walks, maybe go for a run, maybe a cycle. You just need a little bit of stability work as well with your day. So a little bit of training every day. So regular plank, guys. We're going to do about 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good, knees up. Hold that position. I like to get right on my toes. Body's flat. If I'm in doubt about the position, I'll lift my hips up an inch and I'll make sure I can. If I can't lift my hips up, then I know I'm probably not working hard enough through my abdominal wall. Squeeze and hold, rocking back and forward, pointing up and down, subtle little rolls, rocking back and forward, a little bit of dynamism in the plank, good, up and down, rock it side to side. Now you're going to do 10 seconds just in a brace, and rest. Well done, guys, good. Now we have a very brief little cool down. With the cool down I'm going to do a nice on your back, lying down. Going to hug the knees in. Have a little stretch there for a second on the back and the glutes. Have a little roll. Good, legs out nice and long. Sit nice and tall, open up through the hamstrings. Good, we take a runner's lunge. Open up that hip and quad, bring the arms behind the body, open up the pecs a little bit. So you can do a lot of stretches in lower body, upper body doing combined work. So I quite like doing runner's lunge positions. I'll tend to do them with either getting the hip up through the lat, into the tricep, or you might even go into the shoulder, open up the rear delt. You're going to switch sides. So you can do anything you like really with these ones. There are subtle reasons why you can adjust the stretches, but a lot of the time, as long as you've got a variety of your stretching in your routines each week, it's good to have routine, but it's good to have a little bit of a rolling variation within that routine. It's just a little bit of adjustments to make sure you're getting variety in your training. And then rest. Well done, guys. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.